So we are going to be making this transition today. I made a very similar thing in this video, as you can see. It's not that hard to do, and I'm going to show you how. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new composition and name it main. We're going to use this a bit later on, not yet, so just kind of leave it, don't touch it. Now we're going to create another composition and call this one Radial 3. And this is the composition where we're going to make a bunch of radial wipes, basically. Take the rectangle tool, double tap, and you're going to get a rectangle that fills the entire composition. Here we're going to go into effects and presets and type in radial, and this effect, radial wipe, should come up. Just drag it onto your shape layer. Let's set the transition to completion to 100% and keyframe it at 0 seconds. Then go to 3 seconds and keyframe it at 0%. We're then going to get both of our keyframes here and select them. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Going to do some easing on them. 80% influence, like this. Doesn't have to be exactly 80%, just roughly around there. And then we've got this this movement here. So now I'm going to duplicate this layer by holding Control D, and I'm going to go to 0 frames and hold Shift, then page down 3 times. So Shift page down, Shift page down, Shift page down. And then move this to exactly 30 frames, where this line is. I'm then going to do this again, go to 60 frames this time, and put it exactly there where it says 1. Now we have 3 layers, and I'm going to select all of these, duplicate them once, drag them up like this, and now I want them to make a step shape all the way up, and I want this to be exactly on 130. Right here. Now these are evenly spaced apart, and now we're going to add the colors. I have a palette here. You can use whatever colors you want. It's a very simple palette. I don't really need many colors for this thing. You can use whatever colors you want though. I'm going to set the first one to blue, the second layer to green, the third one to white, which it already is, and the fourth one to blue again, and the fifth one to green, and the sixth one is already red. Now I can delete the palette, and we have this very simple radial wipe transition scene. Now I'm going to duplicate this composition, the Radial 3 one, by doing Control D on my keyboard, and now we have Radial 4. I'm going to rename this to Radial 2. Let's go into Radial 2 by double tapping, and now we're going to offset the colors so they're different than the last one. Drag this bottom layer to the very top, and these layers underneath that one to the very start. Then you can drag this top layer to 230 frames. There we go. That's exactly on 230. And now we have the exact same transitions, but offset colors. Then we're going to do the exact same thing again, but rename this to Radial 1, and go into this and do the exact same thing again. So now we have these 3 different radial wipes, which are all the same but different. They're all the same thing, but they're just different colors. And now I'm going to make a new composition and call it Circle 1. We're going to create a circle, and you can align it here with the alignment tool, which you can get from the windows. This just helps it align it to the center of the composition. I'm going to set the size to 2600. Actually, maybe a bit smaller than that. Maybe like 2000. How about 2222. That's good. So we can set a keyframe for size at the beginning of our timeline. Go to 3 seconds and 30 frames. And set a keyframe for 960 size. Maybe even 900. Yeah, that's good. So as you can see, it gets smaller over time. Let's select both these keyframes and do the exact same thing as we did with the radial wipes. Keyframe assistant, easy ease, and go into graph editor and set it to 80 influence. This is what we want. We can just make this circle any color, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't have to be green. I'm just going to make it bright red. So now I'm going to make the second circle composition, which I'm going to call circle 2. Surprise, surprise. This time I'm going to make a smaller red circle with a size of around 400, I'd say. Yeah, that's good. We can align this once again. I'm going to go to 3 seconds and 30 frames again and set the keyframe for size, and then go to 0 seconds and set the keyframe at 0 size. So now the circle will gradually grow larger. Once again, I'm going to easy ease this. So now we're going to go into our main composition. Drag circle 1, circle 2, radial 1, and radial 2 into this main composition. So I'm going to highlight both the 2s, the circle 2 and radial 2. Right click and click pre-compose. Name this composition circle radial 2. And I'm going to do the same for this one. But I'm going to call it circle radial 1. And then we can drag our radial 3 onto the bottom of these. Now we're going to go into circle radial 1. You can just double click it. And we have our radial wipes on the bottom and our circle on the top. So we're going to alpha matte this radial wipe to the circle, so the radial wipe will be inside the circle and it can't go outside of the borders of the circle. And then we have this nice circle radial wipe thingy, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to go back into main and go into the circle radial 2. And this one we have the circle growing bigger and the radial wipe behind it again. Once again, just alpha matte the radial 2 to the circle. And we have a smaller version. So now we've done that, we're going to go back into main once again and just look at what we have here. So I'm just going to quickly move this circle radial 2 above the circle radial 1. So now I'm going to space these 3 layers. I'm going to offset them by 30 frames. So let's just go to 0 frames and hold shift page down 3 times. And that should take us to exactly 30 frames. And let's just place it on the line. Then I'm going to shift page down 3 times again and go on to the next 30 frames. So we're very close to finishing now. The last thing we're going to do is go to in between 2 seconds and 2 seconds and 30 frames, just roughly in between, it doesn't really matter, and set a scale keyframe. Then we're going to go to 4 seconds and set the scale's keyframe to 0. Oh, whoops, not 9, 0. And we're just going to easy ease this again. But this time, when I go into graph editor, I'm going to move this side. We can pull this to roughly 90%. And then we're going to go out of graph editor, copy these keyframes, and paste them onto this layer. And I'm going to offset them by about 15 frames, like so. So that's it. This weird circle radial wipe transition thingy. I don't know what I should call it. Thank you very much for watching if you made it this far. And tell me if there are any more tutorials that you want me to make. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Possibly, if it's a tutorial. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna turn off the screen recorder thingy now. Bye.
Is worse than the fact